Hi there, I just want to welcome you to this virtual reality classroom, which unlike many doesn't require any downloads onto your machine and will run on any device that's internet enabled, from a mobile phone to a tablet or PC or even, should you wish, a virtual reality headset. All that's required to access this is a link, and we can apply password protection should that be required. Once the user is in the room, like I am now, I can move around using my keyboard's arrow keys, or I can look around just by dragging my view using the mouse. If I'm using a touchscreen on a mobile phone or tablet, I would just look around by dragging my finger around the screen and move backwards and forwards by pinching in and out respectively. What we can also do in this room is we can bring objects into it and we can share our screens, draw on the walls, and even take photographs of content that we've created. What I'm going to start by doing is sharing my screen. So this is me selecting my screen where I can share from a tab from my browser. I can share the screen that I'm seeing at the moment, or I can share an application, whether that be PowerPoint, an Excel spreadsheet, a Word document, a CAD model, or really any application which is relevant to your class. I'm just going to share my screen so that you can see what I'm looking at right now, and in fact I'm going to share a YouTube video from my browser, which you should now see appearing in the room. You see that? And now I'm going to move this around to the screen next to me, so that I can stick it on the wall for the whole class to see. When I click on it and move it closer, it becomes a part of the wall. And then what I can do is just click on the relevant tab on my web browser where this YouTube page is running, click on full screen, as I'm doing now, and voila. At Riot Digital, we like to make everything as simple and easy to use from the box as possible. For this reason, so these screens can be used for playing anything that we want, from videos like this to images, PowerPoint presentations, Google Slides, whatever you should prefer. We can also share a live video of ourselves, so your students can actually see you presenting in the real world. And we can again display this on the walls. Once again, I'm just placing this over here on the wall. Now the advantage that this creates is that I could be writing on a whiteboard behind me or doing a practical demonstration of a task or experiment. And this would be visible to anyone in the room. Also, if the person who's looking at this is maybe looking at text and finding it difficult to read from a distance, all they have to do is hover their cursor over the screen, right click, and the viewing screen will become full screen for them. Other things that we can do in this environment is to use a laser pointer. By clicking on the little pen icon you can see at the top of the screen, we can point out objects of interest. And if we hold down our left mouse button, we can actually draw on surfaces. Once we're finished our drawing, we can click on it to make it larger or smaller, move it around in space, or make it disappear entirely. We can then bring other 3D objects into the room. We have a list of pre-existing 3D objects, from animals to architecture, food, nature, scenery, transportation. So I'm going to choose transport, and from this selection I'll bring in a model of a truck. There we are. Now I can easily click on this object and simply, by holding down my spacebar or on a tablet or phone, tapping the touchscreen with 2 fingers, bring up a menu which allows me to rotate it, scale it up and down, to clone it so that we can have more than one in the room at the same time. And this allows me to apply physics like gravity to it, so it will drop to the floor or whatever surface is below it. Again, once I'm finished with them, I just press my spacebar or 2-finger tap on the screen and I can make them vanish as well. In order to help facilitate communication in the room, we can use the chat function, which you'll see at the bottom of the screen there. So I'm just going to type something in. Hi everyone. And now it can be seen by everyone in the room. If I wanted to, I could turn this comment into a physical object. To do this, I just have to click on the magic wand icon next to it, and that will make it appear in the room. And I can do this straight from the chat window too. Once again, we can move, scale, rotate, and stick these comments to the wall. Meaning we can use these to all intents and purposes, just like sticky notes. Now, if you'll follow me, I'm going to demonstrate how audio works in this classroom. Now, you'll notice the further away I move from you, the fainter my voice will become. Meaning we can actually separate people into groups in different areas so that they can work together in private teams who can communicate freely with each other without overhearing conversations from the other groups. Now I'm going to come closer and you'll hear my audio getting louder the nearer to you I get. It's this functionality that allows multiple people in the room to have natural conversations simultaneously. The other advantage to this system is it doesn't require anyone to be wearing headphones. There's no echo and it all works very smoothly. The last thing I want to show you is the ability this system gives you to take photographs. So although we can record everything that happens in the room in real time, for later lessons, to recap, or for people who weren't able to attend live, we can also create a camera to take photographs by clicking on the camera icon at the top right of the menu. There it is. And I can move this around, flip the viewpoint in either direction, just like a phone camera, just like that. So if you want to take a selfie, or more usefully, if you have some sticky notes, whiteboards, or models in the room that you want to keep a record of, I can just click the button on the camera and it will give me a 3-second countdown. And then shortly afterwards, a photo will appear in the room. And just like any of the other objects that we've created, we can enlarge, shrink, rotate, delete, and present it on one of the walls, which I'll do now. These images can be shared as web links and saved for later review or as evidence of coursework. I hope you enjoyed this quick introduction to the functionality of this web-based virtual reality classroom. If you'd like to try this for yourself, just contact me at david.syme@riot.digital and I'll be happy to arrange a live demonstration.